Now that Satoru Gojo vs Sukuna has officially come to a close following chapter 236, it's time for other sorcerers to try their hand at fighting the King of Curses. Like it's been told to us many times before, the next person to fight him will be the god of lightning himself, Hajime Kashimo. Kashimo only got introduced to the story around a year ago at this point, but his first real fight against Akari very quickly became recognized as one of the best fights in the entire franchise. And people got even more interested in his character when he claims to not even have used his curse technique against Akari, and they can only be used one time, and he's saving that one time for Sukuna. Today we're going to be covering Kashimo's curse technique as well as the beginning stages of his fight with Sukuna, considering this chapter had a pretty cool cliffhanger that leaves much to be discussed. Also, even though it's in its early stages of development, I'd like to touch on Sukuna and Kashimo's dynamic and what I believe this fight will be about. If you like this type of content, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I have plenty of other JJK videos on my channel you can watch after this one. I want to go over the chapter first, as it's the central point for all the discussion topics I'm going to be talking about in this video. The chapter starts with Kashimo still heading towards Sukuna, but noticing something in the sky. Far above Kashimo, who has jumped 203 meters above the ground, appeared a giant block of ice and the frozen star known as Arame. But even further above Arame was Hikari, who claims that he made a promise, so he's got to stop Arame. This is probably part of the binding vow he made with Kashimo back in chapter 190. However, we don't get to see the details of that binding vow, but that's really the only reason I know of that he'd be saying something like this. If I had to guess, the binding vow is probably that Hikari would help Kashimo fight Sukuna one-on-one. Hikari's domain captured Arame, but the block of ice continued to fall. We see Sukuna stick his hand up and the block of ice melts as something falls into the hand that he raised. We then find out the ice block was a means to deliver the curse tool that Yorozu made with the binding vow in exchange for her life, Curse Tool Supreme Martial Solution. This was strange upon first reading because Yorozu is stated to not be able to recreate special tools with her curse technique, but if you notice, the tool Sukuna is holding is the same as another tool we've seen Sukuna hold before, back on the cover of chapter 117. They look near identical. And we do know Yorozu was around during this time. There are one of two ways to go about this. Either this tool isn't special and that's why Yorozu could recreate it, or this tool is special and the binding vow allowed her to do something outside of her previous limits. Both are possible, as the latter is substantiated by Mai Zenin, who has a worse version of the same curse technique and did exactly that, exchanging her life to recreate a special tool, that being the Soul Split Katana. And the former is possible because there is no stated special nature about this curse tool. We only know that its effect is electricity based. Sukuna fires a blast at Kashimo from this tool, and Kashimo, since his cursed energy trait is electric, has a resistance to attacks of that nature. Kashimo asks Sukuna if he became the strongest or if he was born that way. A seemingly pointless question at first, but after Sukuna's response, which is simply that he doesn't know, Kashimo starts asking more questions that give insight as to what he was getting at when he asked his original. If you've never known weakness, how can you interact with others or ever show kindness? He continues his monologue saying, I couldn't do it. Others were brittle clods of earth to me. So tell me, why must strength be lonely? Are the strong cursed to wander in search of limitless power? Sukuna calls Kashimo greedy and says Gojo was like that too. Then he tells Kashimo he'll tell him, so bring it on. Sukuna calling Kashimo greedy adds a bit more to his character in my opinion, as it makes complete sense, as why would the guy who is completely happy with himself care about understanding anyone else or showing kindness to them? It makes sense that Sukuna would see someone wanting to be the strongest and be understood as greed on their end, since they aren't satisfied with themselves and he doesn't understand anything else. Even right here, I believe he's lying to Kashimo. He's not going to tell him anything. He's telling him to bring it on simply because he can tell this is how to get Kashimo to give it his all, since that's the reason he's fighting Sukuna and Sukuna loves to fight. Rightfully so, Kashimo begins to grin as he rushes at Sukuna with his staff, to which Sukuna easily swats away. Continuing to press, Sukuna begins backing up as Kashimo activates his one-time used curse technique, Mythical Beast Amber, which clearly takes Sukuna by surprise, and Kashimo hits him 2 times in the face. This makes Sukuna back up even further as Kashimo starts to fire a mouth blast like Nappa, which lands on Sukuna but does no notable damage to him. Mythical Beast Amber reconstructs flesh in order to manifest phenomena that Kashimo converts from cursed energy. Kashimo charges a blast that Sukuna dodges, but he ends up landing another blow in his face anyway. Improved agility due to increased activity of electric signals in the brain, sound waves that optimize and attune to the natural frequencies of substances, electromagnetic waves that vaporize irradiated objects. Kashimo's body manifests these phenomena and has passed beyond the human realm. But after completion of his curse technique, Kashimo's flesh collapses. We see Kashimo go for his signature here, which is his can't miss lightning attack, but after the explosion, Sukuna has a way to repair his flesh only once. Besides reverse curse technique, he can do so by resuming transformation as a curse taking fleshy form, which he had purposefully interrupted before, as we see Sukuna's original form for the first time outside of a flashback. A lot of people have been wondering why Sukuna would hold something like this back during his fight with Gojo, and what this means for the future of the fight, as if Sukuna is back at full power with the use of his domain. Because if he is, this is virtually game over for the rest of the story, because no one else could hope to beat him. I actually have multiple answers to this that I want to go over. Before getting into it, I'd like to say all of these are speculation, so you're welcome to choose whichever one you like the most or fits your agenda the best. The first, and I think one of the more interesting ones, is that Sukuna can't use Ten Shadows' curse technique in this form. If curse techniques are engraved in the body, and he's gotten rid of the body that had the Ten Shadows technique, then it is stand to reason that he can't use it anymore. There is evidence both against and supporting these ideas though. Evidence against this idea is that Sukuna's curse technique seems to be engraved in his soul, since he can still use it even when not in his own body, like when he's in Yuji or Megami. Evidence for this idea is Kenjaku getting the curse techniques of the body he inhabits. It is possible as well that Sukuna is just some kind of exception to the rule though, since throughout his fight with Gojo, he was doing things that were supposed to not be possible anyway. So I guess it wouldn't be too far-fetched if Sukuna's jujutsu happened to be engraved on his soul. Anyway, if that were to be the case, then Sukuna right now doesn't have the Ten Shadows curse technique. The second option is that it simply wouldn't have mattered as much, and I have a big reason as to why this might be the case before getting into that. I do want to clarify that it does matter. I'm just saying it might not matter as much as you might think. This is to do with the specific wording used by both Sukuna and the narrator here when talking about these topics. It leads me to believe Sukuna still might not have his domain expansion back yet. Obviously, since Sukuna is healed up, that's been a big part of the discussion. But if we look at what the narrator says, Sukuna has a way to repair his flesh, or as a curse taking fleshy form. He keeps mentioning Sukuna's flesh. Then if we switch to Sukuna, specifically when talking about how dangerous repeatedly healing your brain is, he says there are limits compared to flesh and bone. So while it's possible his brain is back at 100%, with the capability to use barrier techniques again, I don't think it's likely given this wording. I also believe Sukuna would have done it after noticing his brain was messed up as well against Gojo, considering his original plan was to close the domain barrier and adapt to infinity as well. But to be fair, with that argument, he could have also thought that adapting without the domain was gonna work out fine. Then I'd say, well, he probably would have used it when he started feeling uneasy, but again, to be fair, he might have just thought he could handle it without the transformation. Sorry for the random Gojo versus Sukuna rant, but it's still relevant to the story. Moving on to Kashimo versus Sukuna, I want to talk about their dynamic and how it'll be different to Gojo and Sukuna's dynamic, where Gojo was looking for a way to tell Sukuna he understands him. Kashimo is looking for a way to understand anyone else since he's never been able to due to his strength. Just like Sukuna and Gojo, Kashimo, even if on a lesser end, was the strongest in his time, and based on his dialogue to Sukuna, he was probably born that way, as he claims to never have been able to understand people. While Sukuna's position in this is vague, Kashimo differs from Gojo in the sense that even though Gojo was born with immense power, it wasn't the pinnacle at the time, and he was able to learn how to show kindness and interact with others. This is the perfect second opponent for Sukuna following what just happened with Gojo. Kashimo is just different enough that his conclusion should be equally as satisfying without being repetitive. If you compare Kashimo and Sukuna's positions, things become a bit more clear as to what I'm saying. One of them cares nothing about anything else outside of his own pleasure and displeasure. And since he decides what those are and when they are fulfilled, he really has no limit. But Kashimo, who is wrapped up in this question he could never answer himself, literally limits himself in how far he can go as a sorcerer, since his sense of self is diminished on a question that in the grand scheme of things is unimportant. Kashimo can only use his curse technique one time. And to skip ahead of myself for a second, that means he could never achieve the peak of Jujutsu sorcery, or what Sukuna considers true Jujutsu sorcery, that being a domain expansion, since those are brought forth from a curse technique. Kashimo's curse technique is the reason he lost to Hikari, or rather, lack thereof. He wasn't willing to pull it out because he wanted to fight Sukuna with it, and if predictions go right with this sacrificial curse technique, will be the reason he loses to Sukuna as well. Touching back on Kashimo being only able to use his curse technique once, since I did say I was getting ahead of myself back there, think about how this represents a sorcerer's sense of self, that this sorcerer is willing to sacrifice himself just to be able to fight one time in an all-out state. It definitely doesn't mean Kashimo has a weak sense of self, since we know he doesn't think of himself as a loser, and he definitely has the aggression factor, but it's not where he's supposed to be mentally. I want everyone to imagine for a second that Mythic Beast Amber was Sukuna's curse technique instead of Kashimo's. Do you really think Sukuna would be okay with the curse technique he can only use one time, especially one that's so strong? No. He tried to evolve that curse technique so he could use it as much as he wants to, whether that be through constant reverse curse technique or a complex binding vow. Sukuna would never be satisfied with having a broken body from curse technique usage. I know these aren't exactly the same, but they're similar enough for me to make the comparison. Sukuna at the end of chapter 235 when he was hit by purple versus Kashimo in chapter 190 after Hikari beat him. Even though Sukuna is down here by all counts, he's down on RCT, he's lost his ace in the hole, and he can't fight without domain amplification, he just evolves past it because to beat Sukuna, he has to be dead. He says this to Yorozu: if he loses, he's dead. I take this to mean, beyond the fact that he's saying Yorozu can't beat him, that Sukuna will fight to his last breath. Kashimo, on the other hand, lying on the ground in front of Hikari, telling him to just go ahead and end him, is not reminiscent of what someone at the peak of sorcery would say. Not to mention, he's in this spot because of another sacrificial move he did fighting Hikari by expending all his cursed energy in hopes Hikari would be ripped to shreds. In regards to Sukuna's self-centered or calamitous nature, Kashimo does seem to mirror this, at least to some extent. He is the god of lightning after all. However, Sukuna seems to be in another class. While Kashimo still embodies a purely physical approach to life, Sukuna is able to pierce the fabric of reality itself, paint on air as a canvas. The sheer reach of his person is such that he was imprinted onto Jogo's mindscape and incinerated the concept of humanity Jogo clung to. Whether that scene was real or in his head, what we can know is that Jogo fully believed that to be Sukuna. Kashimo, like Gojo, still seeks love in the form of another, while Sukuna knows love purely from himself. Also, even the way Sukuna speaks to Kashimo as a ghost, a revenant, a relic of past times, it tells you something about Sukuna regarding his permanent stay in the world. Even though he's from a different era, he exists now, and from here on out, he always will. As he can always body hop if need be, he'll exist forever. In contrast to how Kashimo's impermanent curse technique places a cap on him and his existence. We know roughly 80% of a sorcerer's talent comes from their curse technique, so that further stresses the significance of Kashimo only being able to use it once. Again, contrasting with Sukuna, who, using his mastery of Jujutsu, has now learned the power to transcend the ages, constantly adapting based on the circumstances around him, evolving his Jujutsu even further, is a true king of curses. not just the king of his time, but of all times. Sukuna, in the story for the most part so far, seems to hold that seeking love in others is weak, it's only temporary, and it fades, while love in the self is permanent. Sukuna vs. Kashimo is probably going to be the last fight we get of this nature, where Sukuna is fighting people that, in a weird way, sort of don't know how their existence works due to conditions that were forced on them from a young age, where Sukuna most likely got the chance to choose to cut all bonds off and live only for himself, possibly after already living a long life. Gojo and Kashimo were forced into these positions as a byproduct of being born with immense power, without any real guide as to how to navigate them. We could learn more about Kashimo, but even compared to Six Eyes users, Gojo seemed to be abnormal, and he proved as much when beating the 10 Shadows at its peak. Gojo tells Megumi that a long time ago, a 10 Shadows user fought a limitless Six Eyes user just like himself, and they tied, which is why the Zenin and Gojo clans dislike each other. He uses this as a basis to try and prove Megumi can get as strong as he is. However, this just isn't the case. The only thing that could possibly reach Gojo is the King of Curses. Bring the 10 Shadows, give them to the most experienced and best Jujutsu user of all time, and Gojo can still win. It's not until Sukuna can take that power for his own that Gojo falls. Gojo was never going to lose to the 10 Shadows technique. It always had to be something only Sukuna could do, whereas taming Maharaga or using the 10 Shadows to that extent are things that only Sukuna has done, not things that only he can do, if that makes sense.